Two of our boys basketball teams competed at the When Sides Collide shootout at Bennett Academy, while one of our bowling teams is headed to state. Hello Naperville sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of NSW. I'm your host, Joe Kennedy. Metea Valley boys hoops fell in a close one to Marist to tip off the When Sides Collide shootout, handing the Warriors their first loss this season. Bennett Academy was the nightcap to an exciting day in Lisle as the Red Wings took on Rich Township.
Bennett Academy takes the court in the annual When Sides Collide shootout. The Red Wings come in with a 19-4 record, but lost their last 2 out of 3 games prior to this contest. They take on Rich Township, who holds an 11-game winning streak while sitting at 14-5. Red Wings hit the gas with Blake Fagbemi pulling the spin and lays it in for a 4-3 lead. The defense tightens up in the paint as Colin Stack shows an aggressive block on Nyshawn Turner. Bennett the other way, and Daniel Poliakonis attacks the paint and uses the glass. Red Wings go on an 11-0 run to lead 11-3. Raptors work the ball around with Jameson Coulter, who then dishes to Jaden Williams and hits a much-needed shot to get RT back in it as they trail 17-9 after 1. Williams takes another 3 that doesn't fall, but there's Al Brooks with the board, putback, and 1. Raptors trail 17-11 after the play by Brooks. BA gets their big man Colin Stack involved, but he wants to shoot for 3 and hits it. Who says the big man can't sink a 3? Rich Township won't go away because Williams has the ball and connects for a triple, and we have a 3-point game halfway through the second. Later on, BA continues to be aggressive, and Jaden Wright makes it easy with another 3, and they hold a 33-22 lead. As for the Raptors, Williams drives and scores to cap off a 12-5 run to close out the first half, but Bennett stays in front at 38-34. The Wings' game plan remains in check in the second half, and Michael Doyle fights through the contact and gets the shot to fall. Raptors keep up the pace, and Brooks is open at the top of the key and swishes it home. Raptors are still down 47-41 as Brooks leads the charge with 14 points. However, Bennett takes advantage of every second chance on this night. Edvardis Stasis gets the Fagbemi miss and finds Wright, who fires the 3, and bingo! Right place, right time. It's raining 3s, and here's Poliakonis taking 1, and kaboom! Bennett is back up double digits, 55-44. They keep running it up, and Fagbemi continues his big night as he scores 21 points in the game. Red Wings cruise to a 73-56 win over Rich Township.
Naperville Central girls basketball heads to Metea Valley for a DVC matchup. The Redhawks sit at 3-2 in conference play and 11-13 overall. The Wildcats are 2-3 in the DVC and look to erase a 7-game losing streak. After tonight, both sides will play 4 more conference games, with the conference season concluding on February 11th. The Redhawks get out of the gates on fire. First, Colette McInerney gets the pass from Erin Hackett, drives towards the right, and pulls up for the midi. She gets it to drop for the first points of the game. Then Hackett breaks free, and the sharpshooter connects on the first 3 of the night to make it 7-0. Naperville Central keeps up the pressure as McInerney once again heads to the right, but this time finds Annabelle Kreitzer, who scores, and Central leads 9-0 at the start. The Wildcats would connect on some free throws as the Redhawks cruise in the first. Now in the second, Hackett connects on another tray ball with the assist from Emily Moran. The Redhawks lead 15-4. Metea Valley starts the fight back as Nalia Clifford brings the ball up. She finds Taylor Dobry, who nails the corner 3. Metea trails 15-9. Now down by just 2, the Wildcats force the steal and head the other way. Quinn Siegel looks for the pass, finding Dobry, who nails the deep 2. We're all square at 15 after an 11-0 run from the Cats. Moving into the third, Naperville Central leads by 2. Kreitzer, Tessa Williams, and McInerney connect on a string of passes, with McInerney nailing the floater off the glass. The Redhawks are up 25-21. Nequa sets up on offense, and Clifford finds Michaela Stone on the elbow. Stone quickly turns and shoots, getting the friendly roll to drop. It gives Nequa their first lead of the night at 28-27. With about 2.5 minutes left in the third, the Wildcats look to maintain their lead. Emerson McManus drives past the Central defense and makes the layup to put the score at 32-29. However, the Redhawks quickly respond to close out the third. Moran receives a pass and nails a 3 to tie this one up at 34. Moran does it again, receiving a pass from Williams and making another three-pointer. Central leads 38-34 about a minute into the fourth quarter. The Wildcats are still fighting, with McManus and Stone using the pick and pop. Stone hits Nylon on the 3, tying it up at 41. With about a minute left in the game, Siegel finds Clifford, who's open off the Stone screen. Clifford nails it, and Nequa leads 49-48. Moments later, Hackett connects on one of 2 free throws to tie it up at 49, and we head to overtime after Nequa can't score at the buzzer. In OT, Hackett, McInerney, and Kreitzer connect for a layup to give the visitors a 53-51 advantage. Naperville Central does well in overtime, outscoring Nequa 11-4, including this transition layup from Hackett. The Redhawks take down the Wildcats 60-53, improving to 4-2 in conference play. While the football season ended months ago, high schools throughout the area are preparing for 2025. Metea Valley welcomes a new head coach this year, and after the break, we'll hear what he has to say and bring to the program.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
BMO.
2 dealerships, side by side, identical in every way. What makes the difference? The experience. That's why more people choose Fair Oaks Lincoln. Incredible selection, knowledgeable salespeople, and a world-class experience you can't find anywhere else. Get 0% APR financing on most new Lincoln models this month at Fair Oaks Lincoln in Naperville, where the dealership experience makes the difference.
Metea football has just 1 playoff appearance in program history, but hopes that a new head coach in 2025 can guide the Mustangs back to the postseason. Pat Sheehan takes over for the Black and Gold and is one of the youngest coaches across the state. Patrick Cotto has more on Sheehan and the Mustangs in our latest feature story presented by Fair Oaks Ford.
The culture that is getting put in place here is going to be positive energy, teaching football the right way, and I'm excited to be here. Keep your kids at Metea Valley. If you're walking around right now in the halls of Metea Valley and you look like you can play football, you're going to find me and I'm going to find you. So
That is the voice of new Metea Valley football coach Pat Sheehan, who is the 4th head coach in program history following the departure of former head coach John Parpet.
I'm excited for the challenge. I've obviously been an assistant for about 8 years at the collegiate level. The exciting part about being back in high school and just having a new set of responsibilities is it's our program, but I get to put my stamp really into the program, the excitement and the vision.
Sheehan played football at Homewood Flossmoor before playing collegiately at Wisconsin Platteville. After graduating in 2017, Sheehan joined the Pioneers coaching staff, where he served as a wide receiver, linebacker, defensive line coach, and special teams coordinator. That experience on both sides of the ball helped transition him into a head coaching role for the Mustangs. Sheehan hopes to turn around a Metea program that has 1 playoff appearance and just 31 total victories in 15 seasons as a varsity program. However, Sheehan has more in his playbook than getting Metea on the winning track.
We are looking to build leaders, and that is the main goal right now. So although I know and I can see the guys who are carrying themselves the right way, I need them to be leaders before we can start talking about who's going to be playing, and that's my mentality.
Mainly just the culture change. I think was kind of needed around here. We need a completely different leader to step in, and that's what we need. And he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
The Mustangs are putting in the work this offseason, hoping to lead with that winning mentality on the gridiron next fall. The task will not be easy as the Mustangs get set to compete in the challenging Southwest Valley Conference. Guiding the Mustangs in the right direction as one of the youngest head coaches in Illinois, Sheehan is excited to connect with his new players and build a bright future for the black and gold.
We'll be starting a future Mustang program that I believe is pivotal for where this program needs to go. It'll be 7th and 8th graders throughout the winter and spring months, once a week working on football agility, speed, some football fundamentals.
Sheehan is excited to build around future and present Mustang players before summer camps in June. The first varsity game will be on August 29th, but until then, Sheehan is ready to grow the sports culture this offseason.
I'm willing to get into the weeds and do whatever for our program, and that above all is what I've taken as an assistant, is that there is no job that's too small for me. And that I need to set the tone for this program with excitement, energy, and discipline.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
After the break, let's head to a boys bowling sectional with one local team hoping to advance to states. We'll also tumble over to the crosstown rivalry in girls gymnastics.
In these complicated times, local news has never been more important. DailyHerald.com lets you stay connected to your community, wherever you are.
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crime Stopper.
For the first time in school history, Naperville Central is hosting one of 6 IHSA boys bowling sectionals across Illinois. The Redhawks are looking to make it back to state finals in O'Fallon for the second time in 3 years. They will have to go up against teams such as Lockport, Glenbar North, and Oswego East. Also competing individually is senior Alex Larson from the Valley's Co-op. Top 4 teams and top 10 individuals will advance to state next weekend. Joliet West picks up where they left off last weekend as they dominate most of the morning session. Tyler Bishop, Tyler McDonald, and Brody Johnson lead the way for the Tigers as they try to sweep the IHSA playoffs. They lead at the morning break, rolling each game over 950. Central would hang towards the front with Nate Taverna, who is solid on this shot and waits for the 10-pin to finally fall for the strike. His best game on the day is a 242 in Game 1. Also starting strong is Aiden Lee, as the senior continues his impressive comeback with a strike in Game 3 as part of a 221 score. But giving the Redhawks flight is Tommy Creightonpaw. Coming off his third-place finish a week ago, he rolls a 289 in Game 3 as Central moves into second after the morning session. Into the afternoon, Glenbard East comes alive as the Rams charge back in contention. Led by Landon Guerin and Giovanni Clayton, they move into the top 4 with 3 consecutive games over 1,000. Alex Larson with a strong showing in his sectionals debut. A 211 in Game 4 is his best on the day. He ends his season with an even 1,100 series. Josh Newcomb gets the Redhawks more momentum with a huge strike in Game 5 to keep Central at pace with the other teams. The junior is hungry to get the team back to the state finals. It's a rally for the last 2 spots between Central, Morton, and Lockport. The Mustangs gallop their way back into contention, led by Desmond Zuro and Lucas Harada. They start the afternoon with a 1071 in Game 4 to challenge for the top spots. Lockport would make things interesting towards the end as the Porters rallied to put themselves on the bubble of a transfer spot. A 10-70 in Game 5 puts them just 15 pins outside the top 4. But the Redhawks keep the pedal to the metal as their top bowler on the day is Spencer Pierpoint. The lefty two-hander has a strong performance with 4 games at 214 or better. It helps Naperville Central get back to state for the second time in 3 years. The Redhawks take third with a 59-13 score as Joliet West claims the sectional title with a 59-84. Taking the other 2 spots is Glenbard East in second with Morton in fourth. Winning the individual title is Tyler Bishop from Joliet West with a 13-27, and finishing in second is Pierpoint with a 12-68 overall series. St. Clair Bowl in O'Fallon awaits the Redhawks and the other state contenders next weekend.
It's senior night for Naperville North girls gymnastics as they host Naperville Central. The Huskies enter off a loss to the Valley Co-op where they scored at 131.25 as a team, while Central beat DeKalb last week, scoring 132.4. These two teams met to begin the gymnastics season on December 5th, with Central winning it by 2.2 points. This is the final DVC match before the conference meet next week. We'll begin with the vault, our most action-packed event of the night. Here's Redhawk Harley Sambrooks, who scores an 8.3. Next up, we have Kate Alfeld of Naperville North. She performs a similar routine to Sambrooks, scoring an 8.35. Keeping it moving with Ava Procob of Naperville Central. She soars up and lands well to score an 8.4 for the red and white. Entering the top 4 of the vault includes Husky Erin Arnolds. She sticks this one well, soaring to an 8.45. Another Husky is up to go as Maddie Mungie runs down the lane. She backhand springs up to the vault and goes for the flip. The Husky nearly lands it and scores at 8.5. Alana Williams of Central is the next to attack the vault. She springs up and twists around the apparatus, resulting in the second best score of 8.55. Last but not least is Anna Lazowski for Naperville Central. She twists up, flips, and sticks the landing. The great routine gives Lazowski a score of 8.95. Let's head to the uneven bars and stay with Lazowski. She gets up to the top bar and holds herself up a couple of times before exiting. The Red Hawk earns a score of 8.35, good enough for second place. The top performance from the uneven bars comes from Mungie. The Husky freshman starts from the bottom before heading up to the top bar. After going around the top, Mungie gets ready to exit, and she sticks it for a score of 8.8. Moving along to the balance beam, we're with our top performer, and it's Arnold of North. She starts with some jumps around the apparatus, staying up the whole time. Then she does a couple of round-offs before getting ready for the dismount. The senior soars to the best score on the beam at 8.5. Closing out the evening with the floor routine, and as we end the night, it's a close score between the two teams. Johanna Hacker gets us started in the event, and she goes around again, getting it to stick. She's the 4th best score on the floor at 8.15. Moving to Williams of Naperville Central. She gets it started on a great note with this pass before moving along a couple more times. Williams would end the day as the top all-around gymnast and earns a score of 9 on the floor, the best out of anyone from any of the routines. With the team scores pretty much dead even, Arnold the Husky can secure the DVC and senior night win here on the floor. She performs to a routine of 8.9 for the Huskies, and it helps give North the victory by one of the closest scores we've seen. Naperville North walks away with a score of 130.6, just 0.5 better than crosstown rivals Naperville Central. Naperville North girls gymnastics hosted Naperville Central on senior night, where three-year varsity gymnast Aaron Arnold won the duel on the final routine. Needing to score at least an 8.5 to win the crosstown matchup, Arnold is the last performance of the night. Let's take a look at some of her passes on the floor, with the senior getting it started with a back handspring and twist before landing. Arnold goes around 2 more times for the Huskies as teammates encourage her to the finish. Her final pass is well executed as the Husky senior picks up a score of 8.9 on the floor to help lift North past their rivals. They take down Central by just 0.5 on senior night. Let's close out this week's show with some hockey action as the regular season wraps up in our final play of the week.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
When it comes to interest rates, it seems the Fed only knows one direction: up. That's not fair. If you're fed up with high rates, head over to Fair Oaks Ford. You can get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months. Now that's fair. Plus, you'll get what J.D. Power called the best customer experience in the business. Fair Oaks Ford on Ogden Avenue in Naperville. You've got a friend in the car business. Shop online 24/7 at fairoaksford.com.
It's senior night for the Warriors Hockey Club as they welcome in Maine Hockey, who took down the Warriors on November 24th. Since losing back-to-back games in the Illinois West Division in December, the Warriors have won 6 straight and sit in first in the standings. Maine is just behind in second place and enter after losing to Lions and Lincoln Way. About 2 minutes into the first period, Loden Lanham of the Warriors fires the puck, but Gavin McGrath of Maine is there for the save. Maine's John Amabile shoots from the right wing, but Sean DeValk is there for an easy save. There's not much action from the first as it's scoreless after 17 minutes. 3 minutes into the second period, the puck breaks free to Maine's Matheson Cooney, who shoots but gets denied by DeValk. Maine's Ryan Goff wins the faceoff against Blake Cesarone, and Sean Chasson quickly fires the puck past the keeper. The Snipe makes it 1-0 Maine, and after no one can score the rest of the second period, let's head to the third. About 8 minutes into the third, the Warriors are on the power play. After winning the faceoff, Joshua Pianowski gets the puck and creeps towards the goal. He sends one past the goalie's blocker and ties up the contest at 1. With 8 minutes left in the third, Joshua Pianowski sends one towards goal and a scrum ensues. The Warriors try to sneak one in, but McGrath stands tall in net. After 3 periods of play, this one remains tied at 1. Let's see who prevails in a shootout to sit atop the Illinois West Division. Chasson of Maine is up first. He slowly approaches, attempts to go glove high, but sails it over the crossbar. Joseph Pianowski of the Warriors looks to win it as he slowly heads up, trying to get the keeper to bite, but McGrath stands tall. We head to another round after no one can score. Maine tries to score and put the pressure on the Warriors with Patrick McGovern, but he gets denied by DeValk. Senior James Nafzinger hasn't played all night due to a collarbone injury, but here he is looking for the winner. The senior snipes one blocker side to bring home the senior night victory. It's a massive goal as it helps propel the Warriors to first in the Illinois West regular season standings. After a win on Sunday, the Warriors finish 1 point ahead of Maine and Plainfield and will begin the playoffs on February 1st against Naperville. It's senior night for Bennett Academy Hockey at Seven Bridges Ice Arena. The Red Wings welcome in the Notre Dame Dons, who fell to Bennett earlier this month. The Dons enter tonight in 4th place in the CCHL standings, while the Red Wings are in 1st place with an undefeated record. They look to close out their final home game of the regular season with a win on senior night. We start with the face-off as the Dons win it. Defender Daniel Mullick rips the shot on goal, but Red Wing goalie Benjamin Ciesla secures the puck for the save. The Red Wings go on the attack here as Joseph Eide has a breakaway chance. He pulls some fancy moves and just sneaks the shot into the back of the net as he falls down. Bennett Academy strikes first. Bennett goes down the ice as Michael O'Rourke connects with Hudson Schlee. His pass gets stopped, but it's right back to him as the Red Wings scores. They lead 2-0 about 7 minutes in. The Dons push to get back into this contest as John Mitchell blasts a shot, but Bennett Ciesla comes up with another big save. Red Wings take a 2-0 lead at the end of the first period. Vincenzo Porro receives a nice pass and goes on the breakaway, but Dons defender Daniel Mullick disrupts Porro before he can take a shot. Eide gets another great chance here for the Red and Black on the net as he tries to make something happen, but can't get enough power on it as Notre Dame goalie Michael Pollock secures it for the save. We enter the third period now, and the Dons are on the power play. Both teams battle along the boards, but the Dons come up with it. John Mitchell finds Alex Woj-Tulowicz, and he buries it to pull Notre Dame within one. The Dons now push to tie this game. Aiden Harrington rips a shot towards net, but senior goalie Ava Christensen makes a huge save to keep Bennett's 1-goal lead. With under a minute left, Notre Dame tries to tie it up late. The Dons have an extra attacker on ice, but Bennett takes it down to the other end. Schlee finds Nicholas Hensel as he tries to score, but it goes wide, and on the rebound, he gets tripped and crashes into the net. Now with just 10 seconds left, we have a battle along the boards as the Red Wings hang on to win it and defeat Notre Dame. They extend their CCHL winning streak to 17. Let's head to All Seasons Ice Arena where it's senior night for Warriors hockey. Despite not playing during regulation due to an injured collarbone, Warrior James Nafziger steps up big in the shootout. A goal in the shootout here wins it for the Warriors. Nafziger dekes and lets one rip, beating the goalie blocker side for the snipe. Let's slow this one down and have another look at the play. It's not the biggest goal Nafzinger's ever scored after sending home the winner in OT in last year's state championship. Here he nearly sends the water bottle flying. The goal helps put Warriors Hockey Club on top of the final regular season standings of the Illinois West Division. That wraps up this week's show of NSW, and it officially marks the halfway point of high school sports for the 2024-2025 campaign. You can find all our highlights, feature stories, and community sports on nctv17.org. You can also find us across all social media platforms at NCTV17. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy, and we'll see you again next week.